Hey, my name's Izzy. This is Rolling Virtual Cards coming at you with another good enough commander rating. This time we've got Jodah the Unifier. Let's just jump right into it. But first, smash that subscribe button if you like my content. I don't have a lot of subscribers. I'd like some more. Please. Jodah the Unifier is Wooburg, so white, blue, black, red, green, for a 5/5 legendary creature human wizard. Legendary creatures you control get +X/+X, where X is the number of legendary creatures you control. Whenever you cast a legendary spell from your hand, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a legendary non-land card with less mana value, or lesser mana value. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Well, let's just dive straight in, head first, into what the heck this guy's talking, or this guy is all about. So, Jodah is I wouldn't just say a legendary commander, he is the Legends commander. He is like, he, they? I don't know Jodah's gender. I want to say they, but I'm going to say them. I want to say he? Oh, they. They just want to have fun with other legendaries. They unify them. I don't care who you are, you're a legend. Let's do this, right? So that's the whole point of him, okay? Breaking it down one by one. So 5 for a 5/5 isn't bad, okay? Human wizard is pretty fun. And then the breakdown, legendary creatures you control get +X/+X, where X is the number of legendary creatures you control. So lots of legends. The more legends you have, the bigger they are. And it's for each X the number of legendary creatures you control. So Jodah himself would get +1/+1. So it's a 6/6 technically, if nothing else on the field. But if you play other legends, for every one it's going to get bigger and bigger. So they all buff each other, which is gross. That's just in out of itself a win con, right? I mean, like with nothing else, if you get 15 other legendaries on the field, Jodah can one-shot someone. So, and how do you do that? Well, whenever you cast a legendary spell, the legendary creatures usually, exile cards to the top of your library until you exile a legendary non-land card with lesser mana value. So the one-drop's not the best, but actually the one-drops can hit something if you're running Rograk, which you should, because then the one-drops can grab him, which is funny. But like the 2-drops can grab a 1-drop, and the 3-drops can grab a 2-drop. It works. And you, lesser money, you may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Put the rest in the bottom library in a random order. So they basically get Cascade, but like legendary Cascade, where they only cascade for another legend. And I say Cascade because it has to be from hand, otherwise it'd go near infinite. But yeah, is Jodah good? Let's find out. That's what we're here to talk about. Categories: commander cost, color identity, protection, interaction, mana advantage, card advantage, combo engine, and will it TTRPG, my favorite mode. Let's get into the breakdown. Commander cost. Jodah's Wooburg. And as we've discussed before, Wooburg is 2, but it loses 3 points. So he gets no points here. Wooburg commanders have a downside when they actually cost Wooburg. If they don't, they have less of a downside. And we were actually told by some people at WotC that they weren't going to design those guys anymore. They lied. They continue to print them. The downside of running all 5 colors is supposed to be that your commander costs 5 different colored pips, which is really hard to get off. Sol Ring does not help you cast Jodah. Okay? So 0 points here. Next is color identity. This is the trade-off. You get 5 points for color identity. You have access to all the colors in the wheel. You're going to be able to get all the best legendaries. And the cool part, and the reason why Jodah is so high up and popular, is because every set has more legendaries. We just had Final Fantasy released, and Final Fantasy has like, I think I was like 160 new legends, something like that, which is insane, by the way. But that's 100 plus more legends you can look at and go, oh, this is better than that one, let's put that one in here. To the point that you can almost get to, oops, all legendary creatures, because there's legendary creatures that tap for mana, or produce treasures. Which is great. It's what we want. Jodah has fun there. Protection. Jodah doesn't protect itself. Jodah just comes in, uniting everyone, and ain't gonna do nothing to protect you guys, okay? It's just himself. He's just like, nope, let's see what happens. And there's no interaction. He doesn't want to affect you guys. He just wants to leave you all alone as he unifies everyone. Okay, paying my cat tax. Here's my kitty cat. Hope y'all can see it. Or see her. But yeah, he doesn't interact with stuff. Now, mind you, maybe not the biggest problems. You're in Wooburg. You have a lot of interaction, and there's interaction in Legends, but he doesn't have it. Mana advantage, he does. He gets the cheat mana. At 3 points, being able to cast like a 3-drop and get a 2-drop is technically cheating mana, which is good. That's exactly what you want, okay? But on top of that, he gets the card advantage. Draw whenever and. The draw is... What cat's being affectionate? Look at this. Show her off to everyone. Here is my kitty cat. Meow. Down you go. She's lovely. But yeah, on top of that, yeah, whenever you cast a legendary card, it's whenever you cast a legendary spell, you get Legend Cascade, basically, Legendary Cascade. And yeah, it's fantastic. It works so well. And it's whenever. So you get the 5 points there. So that's good. That's good. Combo. Yeah, Jodah doesn't combo. There isn't a combo with Jodah. They're not about comboing. They're just about existing. Giving you that card advantage, giving you that mana advantage, giving you 5 colors, but you're not going to get a combo off of them. You can probably find a handful of 2-color combos with him, but it's not going to be or combos in his deck, but it won't be him as the combo. These are both legendary. You could probably run them. But yeah. Engine. There is engine though, and it's fun. So, he does get the 5 points here, so let's talk about them. There's a lot of engines with him, but let's talk about the specific ones here. Joyra, Weatherlight Captains, 2, a blue and a red for a 3/3 legendary creature, human artificer. Whenever you cast a historic spell, draw a card. Simple. Legends, sagas, and his artifacts are historical, so your legendaries will draw you a card, which is good because you're going to be casting legendaries in this deck. So being able to cast like a legendary creature and then draw a card off of Joyra and then continue doing the loop with Jodah is good because you want another legendary in your hand to cast. And that helps you make sure you at least get something in your hand. Hero's Podium is doing that same thing while buffing them. So it does its impersonation of Jodah, right? 5 generic for a legendary artifact. Each legendary creature you control gets +1/+1 for each other legendary creature you control. It's just 1 less than Jodah. So Jodah wouldn't buff itself, so it'd stay at 5 with it, or it stays at 6 because of Jodah's effect. But if this is on the field and you have like another creature, then they're both going to get +2 from Jodah and +1 from Hero's Podium. But the reason you want it, I mean, that's really good too, honestly. But for X, you can tap and look at the top X cards of your library, reveal a legendary creature from among them, and put into your hand. Then put the rest in the bottom of the library in a random order. This allows you to pay X, and you can do this as instant speed, so you can do it on your opponent's instep right before your turn, and pay whatever extra mana you have sitting around into it, so that way you can make sure you have a legend in your hand before you play the game. And then Annie Joins Up. This was actually in the previous one. It's a good card, honestly. Annie Joins Up is 1, a red, a green, and a white for legendary enchantment. When Annie Joins Up enters the battlefield, it deals 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker and opponent controls. So that's fine. But if a triggered ability of a legendary creature you control triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. What does that mean? Jodah gets to trigger twice off of his cast. So whenever you cast a legendary spell, you reveal till you get 1, and then you do it again. Reveal until you get 1. So getting double off that is gross. Trust me. So a lot of this is just like, yeah, more card advantage, and they happen to be legendaries, which is even better. Where does that put him? Well, before I reveal his position and his points, if you've been paying attention, down in the description, let me know your thoughts of Jodah, and how many points you think he has, and where do you think it lands him? And again, I know I asked earlier, but hit that subscribe button if you made it this far. Obviously, you like my videos if you made it this far, so yeah. Jodah ranks 5th. He ties with Kaalia of the Vast, okay? Does Jodah deserve the spot? I think so. I think Jodah deserves this spot. I think it's a very good commander overall. Does it beat out the other ones? I mean, we can do a little talk here. We've got enough commanders out so far that we can do a little talk here, okay? Jodah the Unifier is interesting, okay? Jodah the Unifier is sitting here in this, like, lovely little spot doing its best to push the ideology of legendaries, okay? Losing or tying with Kaalia of the Vast makes sense. They both do their thing well. Both are mana cheaters, okay? Both are engines, okay? Kaalia gets its combo, 1-card combo, whereas Jodah gets 5 colors and that card advantage, okay? On top of that, like, it beats out Giada, Font of Hope, because it has the colors. Although Giada has the commander cost, that kind of ties out. And it does have a little better card advantage and a little bit better. I think it has a combo. But not as, like, it just barely beats out Giada. But then the rest, like, it's beating out Sauron and Nekusar and Edgar. So I think Jodah deserves exactly where it's sitting at that nice 18 points. I think he's better than these guys, but worse than these. I think he ties for Kaalia. I think if you brought up who's better, Kaalia or Jodah, I'd say they're about the same. They're going to give you different things. One is going to give you a good 1-card combo that you can knock someone out with, and the other one's going to give you just more card advantage. So it really depends on which one you want. They both cheat out cards, though, so up to you. And one's a little cheaper, and the other one cheaper and easier to cast, and the other one isn't, but gives you 2 extra colors. So yeah, that's Jodah. But as always, will it TTRPG, story, fight, class? Let's turn Jodah into a villain, okay? Jodah the Unifier wants peace. He wants everyone to be unified, right? But I think this is a darkness lying here in this story, okay? Jodah doesn't understand that what he's doing is wrong. He can't unify everyone. And I think your characters are a part of these tribes, okay? He wants to unify everyone, and each of you are from a different tribe, unified together through Jodah, okay? But you all realize, like, one day the 4 of you, or however many people, the group so however many people playing is how many tribes you want, okay? So you have Jodah. They're like a deity to a lot of people because he, like, is uniting all these tribes through him. But he's doing it for his power. And no one believes that except for you guys, because your group ran into something they should not have seen. They saw Jodah doing, like, demonic things and worshiping a big demon lord or something. And so Jodah is, like, not going to let this slide if he knew. He doesn't know. So now it's up to you guys to gather clues and evidence to prove that Jodah has some nefarious themes going on. If you go that was my cat, by the way. She likes to run and jump. If you go far enough, right, or if you go fast enough and solve the murder, you can have, like, some tribesmen on your team and some who go like, no, we like being united through Jodah. We don't care if he's got other themes. And you can have a giant war between everyone. Your team versus Jodah's team fighting it out. I'm just going to say 4, but the party, I guess, fighting Jodah with his, like, powers, uniting people. Anyone on his team gets stronger and stuff. More of them come together. Whereas if you don't solve it fast enough, Jodah gets a lot of power and ends up becoming, like, an omnipotent being, and your people lose. and are subservient to Jodah for the rest of the time. I don't know, maybe that works. If you want Jodah to be good, you could, but like honestly in that case you're looking at like a general that you fight for. You could be on his team, he could be like doing good, and your whole point is to like really push the good theme, the love that he's spreading, and finish uniting the people. Like there's people out there who don't want to unite, prove to them that they should, show them the error of their ways. That could be good pretty good too. But then like, are you actually fighting Jodah? No. Right? Like, so I think making him the villain is more fun. So that's my opinion. I think he's trying to unite them for devious purposes. And roll with that. So yeah, I think it's TTRPGs. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of Jodah. Let me know what you think about his placement. I apologize that my cat is being a nuisance and just running around and scratching windows today. But y'all love him or love her. She's just a friendly little kitty. Peace.